Student safety online was the topic of a multi-agency discussion today. Superior District leaders, along with members from Brightwater, Superior Police, and CASDA, teamed up to host Tech Talk at Superior Middle School. The conversation centered around how students can stay safe online, from emails to social media to gaming. Superior and Douglas County families learned about dangers the internet poses to our kids, as well as tips on when to intervene. Experts say it's important to let kids know this is not their fault.
You are not in trouble. That is the biggest thing why kids are going to keep this a secret. And make sure that you're saying that to them beforehand. Have these conversations with them beforehand. If somebody talks to you, if somebody does this to you, you are not going to be in trouble. Say it to them again and again beforehand, so if something like this happens, they're not afraid to come to you.
If your child becomes a victim to a predator online, the first thing you need to do when your child comes forward is to make sure they're okay. Contact law enforcement and seek medical attention if there's been physical contact. Cut off all digital access from the predator. Experts also say to keep a journal logging phone numbers, contacts, and resources of the case. A link to the full Tech Talk is available right now on our website.